Howdy everyone, Tesla Trooper here, bringing you guys another Commander Wars replay. Today, myself and K-Braid will be playing on Atlas, showcasing a quick skirmish here as Epoch and Sabaki. First up here we have Epoch, who was created by Lash and is the first robot commanding officer. He is a simple robot commander, and with that he has a super fast and super short charging power. His first power short circuit's 1 star, and the firepower of his units increased slightly, and his HP is hidden from opponents, while his superpower shocker gives his units 1 increased range of movement and 1 firing range for his indirects, while also hiding his HP from enemies. Inside his co-zone, his troops receive a slight firepower boost and a slight luck increase. Moving on to Sabaki here, she's the former Yellow Comet CO that switched over to Amber Corona. Her day-to-day ability is Life Steal, so her units inside her co-zone will steal a little bit of life when they damage enemies in combat, and both her power and superpower further increase the amount of life steal all the way up to full damage dealt. And with that, let's get the tanks rolling. Alright, starting off here on Atlas, we have myself as Epoch on the bottom and K-Braid as Sabaki in blue in the north. So day 1 starting off pretty even. Well, geez, we're already on day 3 here, but infantry rolling out, and K-Braid decides to get a bike unit and starts pushing south there, starting to cap the building just south of their factory. I get a bike on both sides and pushing out, my infantry pushing north to capture the factory and the airport here on day 4. K-Braid doing much of the same, opting to capture the city there first rather than going for the factory. It's always a good idea to capture the factory first there. The more factories you have, the faster you can pump out units and get them to the front lines there and get that numbers advantage. And that's what he starts doing on day 5 here. Day 6, still pushing infantry around for the capture phase. I start capping my comm tower and bring my bike unit up to support it. K-Braid's got 2 recons out looking to disrupt early on in the game here, but I respond by building a battlecopter there, having saved up some funds. If he does decide to push too hard with that recon, I will be able to engage it with the battlecopter, but he does end up building an AA gun in the north, so the helicopter won't be able to stay there for too long. So helicopter does move up. I am out of range of that AA gun at this point, and I block off my comm tower there with the copter and the bike unit, so I will be able to get it next turn. And I also built a tank there in the south, so if that recon wants to stick around, it's going to get whacked. So it does move south there and engage the bike unit. Unable to kill it, but I have put pressure on the comm tower there, dropped the sniper unit down to 6 HP, so it's going to take him another turn to get that. So turn 7 for K-Braid, moves that AA gun south into range of my helicopter there. I'm going to have to deal with that, but first I deal with the recon down south. He has built a helicopter unit, so I'm aware that I need to keep the tank safe from that. I managed to barely secure that recon kill, and then I destroy the sniper sitting on his comm tower and reset the cap on that, while at the same time protecting my tank there from being engaged by the helicopter. So to deal with the approaching AA threat, I move my attack copter into the mid it'll be able to engage the helicopter there that he does bring down and support the left side now. So K-Break continues his aggression on the right side of the map there, brings his recon down, and he's looking to get a capture on those two cities there, as my forces are relatively weak. My tank won't be able to reach the AA gun this turn, and he starts capping one of my cities with his motorbike, which I respond by engaging with some infantry, and I bring up my tank, or I guess I start work on the other side of the map before I engage there, bringing my attack helicopter to engage his, bringing it down to 3, and then I send a full health infantry up to do some chip damage, bring it down to 2. So I've finished capturing all my structures on the south there, and I've started pushing a little bit into the mid. K-Braid has done the same, although I have one city ahead at this point there in the mid, whereas he has neither. But he does end up wiping it up with a second AA gun, which he has brought onto the battlefield, and brings down another one and starts capping my comm tower. There's nothing that I can do with this because I was unable to build air the past turn without losing it immediately to one of the AA guns. To react to the helicopter on the left-hand side, he does get a duster, so I will have to retreat my helicopter there to prevent losing it. But turn 10 here, I pop my power. Epoch's power is very fast to charge, and it hides my health bar from the enemy and gives me a little firepower boost, so nothing too crazy. I do have snipers on the field there and snipe down one of his bike units and go forward with my tank there to engage his artillery. I drop my copter a little south and protect it with a infantry wall. Ideally, if he really wanted to, he can break that infantry wall and engage the helicopter there with the duster. All he has to do is bring a bike unit and either of those capturing infantries around. It looks like he rather decided to engage the infantry that was capturing there with the duster, and with that he brings his bike unit down to put some damage on the comm tower on his side that I started capturing. On the left there, or right side there rather, he brings his AA guns back to deal with the other other battlecopter that I have out on the map. But starting turn 11 here, I engage with tanks and make them go away. So I know that at least one battlecopter is going down this turn, and I go ahead and bring my AA gun that I've built on the left up and manage to get rid of the bike unit there and try and protect my elite battlecopter there from both the duster and the helicopter. It is possible with the range of the duster there, he can decide to attack it if he deletes the infantry on the comm tower there. I think the duster does have the range to go around and deal with it. He opts rather to attack the tank there with the battlecopter, brings it down to 2 HP. Then he does bring his duster across the map there, going to the eastern flank and engaging one of the battlecopters, effectively destroying it. And then he engages the battlecopter that I just built the previous turn with his AA gun, bringing it down to 5 health, and then the AA gun to 2. At this point in the battle, you do start noticing a little bit of disparity in the amount of forces fielded by Sabaki here. She's done a lot of base skipping, opting to get out a duster and a battlecopter and a anti-tank gun, which are relatively pricey units. Opting to go for these expensive units and then not fielding additional infantry here. And the disparities starting to show. I've deleted all the infantry here on the left flank, and I have thinned out the infantry here in the mid. There's only two infantry and a mech remaining on the right side, and they're getting lower by the minute. So at this point, I do end up building a AA gun on the bottom right-hand side of the map, and depending on what... Okay, yeah, so K-Braid here decides to go for the kill on that 7 HP battlecopter, and my response is to pop my power. I place my CO unit into the AA gun and bring it up to that elite duster and delete it. That and the help of my power there getting popped to help do some damage there. So infantry are super effective against anti-tank guns, and they actually bring it down to 4 health rather than 5 is what I was at least hoping for, so they were very effective in that situation. In the mid there, I am slowly encroaching on all his buildings, bringing my tanks up. I engage the mech with infantry first, putting some damage down, getting it down to 6 HP before moving in one of my tanks. And now I have 2 full health tanks in range of his factory, and K-Braid responds with slapping his CO unit into the tank, coming down and fighting back. The left-hand side, he has 2 AA guns, manages to liberate his airfield again, and then pops his superpower. This late in the game, the damage has really already been done. Most notable is the fact that he does decide to attack my infantry all the way in the back there, and it gives him a significant health boost on the anti-tank gun, bringing it back up to 7 HP. So at this point, I'm just mopping up. My units are in range of being able to start capping his HQ. I can protect the cap and end the game here within the next couple days. So at this point, I do start capping the HQ and bringing in my helicopter to wrap around the north side of his commander tank there, which will prevent him from being in range to reset the HQ capture, and the AA guns are out of position, unable to do anything with it. And with that, on day 14, K-Braid surrenders. Being day 15, I will get that HQ capture and end the game. So let's take a quick look at the stats here. Starting off with the funds, it's pretty even throughout the match there. Income and building cap pretty much remains the same. We traded comm towers there for a little bit before I regained, or rather captured, the comm tower on the opposite side of the map. but the building count did remain closely contested all the way to the end of the game. Which brings us to unit count here. By day 7, K-Braid starts to slow down the building count there, opting to get out that Duster and then that anti-tank gun at some point within there. And then he also started base skipping there, not building any infantry, and that really affected his ability to project power late into the game. We see here on the stats screen, it shows that I pumped out 42 infantry units. That seems a lot. Well, you know, I think I just found a bug because all the values for all the units are doubled here. So that's definitely not right. But either way, so 42 divided by 2 is 21, so yeah, that makes a little more sense. Okay, so that ends up bringing us to Epoch here with a total of 401 gross points, and Sabaki here with 326. So, great game, but it's a great example to show you that base skipping is not always a good idea. More units are better than strong units. Of course, this is situational, but it's a good rule to go by. Well folks, that about does it. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and if you think you might enjoy Commander Wars, come visit us on the Discord and download it from GitHub. The links are below. Thanks to Robosturm for making it possible, and have a great day everyone.